Evening and welcome. I'm glad that you're here. Glad that we can all come together and play our favorite game against a troll. Must be said, we are up against a troll. So, how do we handle this kind of troll behavior? That's a big mark, a big test of one's own character, actually, because there's clearly an uh, effort, let's say, to trigger, an effort to trigger. And one must not get triggered. That's the critical point. So it's all about this knight. It's all about the knight, as usual, and this pawn push. If we put our pawn already, I think it's fine. I'm going to do it. Now let's see. Now we get our bishop here. Pretty juicy. And then we get our knight out there. So this is a fairly decent setup for white. We got the advanced pawn. Queen is pinned. Of course, he can unpin himself easily, but nonetheless, it's not bad. We can also dive in with the bishop here. Maybe I'll save the diving in for a bit later. I'll do it a bit later. Maybe knight out was also something to consider. Let's go in now. Probably just capture this, but let's castle. Get our king nice and safe, make everything fluent. This bishop, this knight. How do we handle this knight? How do we handle our rook? And how do we handle these pawns? I'm quite in favor of this move already, preemptively. Followed up maybe by queen check. I wasn't expecting it, but no big deal. There's lots of squares. Well, maybe not so many squares. We don't want to get our queen rampantly offside either. He has chosen to take the pawn, so that's okay. We still have the knights in the game, a lot of pieces in the castle, so it's a great setup. What we do need to worry about is this annoying knight here. So let's change our plans to a more centrally oriented strategy. And get our knights hopping in as well. Knights, bishops. We might have to contend with an annoying knight in the center. That's part of his overall strategy here. So we're gonna have to blow him out on the king side. I think that's got to be our counterplay. That's right. We're gonna have to play maybe a preemptive g4 straight away mucking it up. I think we will take this off the board. I'm quite in favor of bishop here. Let's take our own diagonal, our own piece of land in this chessboard that we're playing on, the battlefield of champions. Then at a timely moment, g4. I might revert back to a flank strategy on this. might acknowledge that the rook move here was in fact a flaw, which is fine. No shame in that. No shame in admitting that. Let's keep it annoying for him. Let's keep it annoying. Let's coax out these kind of moves. I don't mind that. I don't mind it. Now, definitely come in here and press for g4. Let's go for it. That pawn getting off the board is really not harming much at all for me, because in fact the rook just has more room, not blocked by his own pawn. So it was a sacrifice, you know. That's what we call it in the business when we lose a piece here and there. It was a sacrifice. But now, as we see, the cookie is starting to crumble a little bit, isn't it? Isn't it crumbling a little bit? Because this pawn is rather well defended by these two minor pieces. And this knight is now quite misplaced, and his king is looking very vulnerable there, isn't it? The bishop, lovely diagonal, knight near the corner, and the rook getting ready to jump in. Queen following up, possibly. So it all started out with a lot of bluster from this imbecile, but now justice is on its way. I love justice. Justice and vengeance go hand in hand. When someone is being a little bit of a dick, you gotta be vengeful with them. So he's decided to reduce his own material advantage, and that's a reasonable decision. Reasonable decision. But we still hold the aces here. Now, what do we have? He's got a lot of pawns, and I have the bishop. That's the material balance of the difference. Of course, on the time, I have a minute. He's got a minute and a half. So we're going to have to be a little bit clever with our clock management. That's for sure. That is for sure. I think we will invest a move to come in here, recapture this diagonal, now that he allowed me to. And maybe we'll start putting pressure on these pawns here. Okay. Doesn't seem like he has much of a plan other than to have outpost. Hey, I have an outpost. Hey, look at me. I have an outpost. Okay. Lovely. Lovely to see that, sir. What are you going to do with it? Let's ruin the coordination of his pieces now a little bit. Now let's take off this rook. Playing rather quickly, aren't you, sonny boy? Yeah. Time to resign. Pack your bags on your bike. On your bike, son. Black wins. Black lost. White won. Thank you.